Hey everyone, so since the release of Scarlet and Violet, I've completed in 4 official events, that's 2 regionals and 2 internationals. Now, I know that's not much compared to the top players out there, but hey, I've done my best to attend to every event in my reach. And you know what? Every time I've attended, I've gotten better. So with Birmingham Regionals 2025 now behind me, let's take a look at how I did, shall we? With EUIC 2023, I went 4 and 5. Liverpool Regionals 2024, I went 5 and 4. EUIC 2024, I went 8 and 7, making day 2. And for the Birmingham Regionals 2025, I went 4 and 4. Oof. Well, there goes the constant improvement. It had to happen at some point, right? Whether it was me hitting a brick wall with my performance, bringing the wrong team to the event, or just getting a little unlucky. Birmingham wasn't the result I was hoping for. However, I still had a lot of fun at the event, and learned a ton that will help me in the future. Before we go more in depth with my time at Birmingham Regionals, let's take a look at my VGC 2025 bingo board. If you haven't seen that video, I do recommend checking it out, but to be real quick, the board has a list of goals for me to accomplish this year, as I attempt to make it to Worlds. Even if there are some extremely challenging goals on here, I thought it would be fun for us to try. But yeah, with Birmingham Regionals result, I unfortunately completed the minimum amount of goals I could, being attending a regional and playing a game of VGC, which was the free space. Hopefully, next event I go positive will do well enough in the early rounds to be picked up for a stream game. Now, time to dive into the event. First things first, the team! I was using a Zamazenta team, similar to my Regulation G Master Ball video, another shameless plug, I know. But it had some revamped EV spreads. This team, of course, was built from Michael Kelcher's Worlds lineup. I really do like this team, and all the Pokemon saw action at least once during the tournament. But, through the battles in this event, it definitely revealed some major flaws in the team, and those issues played a big part in my losses. But hey, it's all part of the learning process. Now to talk about the matches! Over my 8 Swiss rounds, I faced quite the mix of restricted Pokemon. There was 1 Koraidon, 1 Groudon, 2 Terapagos, well technically 0 since neither of them showed up to the match, 2 Miraidon, 1 Zamazenta Mirror, and 1 Calyrex Ice Rider. So yeah, not a single Calyrex Shadow Rider or Kyogre, which is a bit of a bummer, because those 2 were pretty high usage on day 1, and I'm very confident in the matchup with most of their team compositions. But hey, that's Swiss for you. Sometimes you get the matchups you want, sometimes you don't. One thing I've noticed at these events is that I tend to face a lot of the new weird teams I've never seen before. Keeps things interesting though. So, here's how the rounds went in a little bit more detail. Round 1, things kicked off with a Koraidon Venusaur team. Haven't played Venusaur in Regulation G, but thankfully it was slower than my Flutter main and I got the win. In round 2, I then faced a Jumpluff Groudon combo. Shout out to my round 1 opponent who offhandedly mentioned this team. I managed to get the win by positioning my Entei and Chimp very well. Round 3, I faced a Terapagos team, and let me tell you, despite my opponent playing very well, I got lucky, super lucky. My opponent's Fluttermane missed 2 crucial Thunder Waves at just the right moments, which pretty much saved me from having to play to game 3. 3-0 to start, I was feeling pretty good, 1 round before the lunch break. However, round 4, I hit my first wall, a Calyrex Ice Rider team. This was a tough one. Sun and Trick Room with Indeedee Ice Rider lead, Torkoal on the back, and I just couldn't handle the offense or prevent Trick Room. I realised my team had a little counterplay into this, and honestly I'm still struggling to figure out how to beat it consistently. Now, from here on out, it gets a lot rougher. Round 5, I do manage to pull off a win against another Zamazenta team, which felt pretty satisfying, especially since it seemed like a direct copy of the Kelcher's World team. I had the knowledge advantage and I think I played it very well. But then, round 6, I faced a Miraidon team with Cobalion using Electric Seed, basically turning it into a mini Zamazenta. This team was a UK innovation from what I heard at the event. My opponent played the matchup perfectly. I, however, wasn't aware of the matchup and played left perfectly. And yeah, ended up losing. Lesson learned, I need to be more connected to the wider UK VGC community because quite frankly, they are cooking. Round 7, I faced a Terapagos team. This was a rough one despite being a great matchup for me. My opponent outplayed me both games, using their Terra Poison Urshifu to great effect. I couldn't stop them from reaching their endgame with a Moongus Incineroar whittling down what was left of my team. That's how I fell out of the day 2 contention. I still had the chance to go positive, with round 8. This was the final match, and I faced a Miraidon Dondozo team. Dondozo Tatsugiri is a nightmare for my team. I did manage to take a game, but the other 2 were pretty much a wash. Big Fish was too much. And that was my day 1 at Birmingham Regionals 2025. So, looking back on it, I got some clear takeaways. First off, my team. While it has some serious strengths, definitely has some massive gaps. You can't expect to have a good matchup against every restricted Pokemon and team combination. But, for EUIC, I need to figure out at least one solid win condition for most team comps going into the event. I can't just hope not to face certain things again. This also means the team probably needs to change, whether it's tweaking moves, items, Terra types, or even switching up the restricted Pokemon. I've got until the end of February to make that happen. Finally, I need some more real world practice. I've been slacking by not participating in the local scene, and that definitely showed in my regional results. Sure, online practice is useful, but nothing beats practicing in person on cartridge. Plus, getting involved with the local VGC community is going to be key for both improving my gameplay and just connecting with the people who love the game. Everyone I've met so far has been super friendly. I'm excited to join in more moving forward. So yeah, fingers crossed that EUIC goes much better for me. I've got some big goals to reach, day 2 again, and maybe even go deeper this time. Between now and then, I'll be practicing, trying new stuff, and of course, uploading more content for you all. I hope you enjoyed this quick recap of Birmingham. I'm definitely aiming to get more in-depth recaps up in the future, to figure out my editing style for this channel. Oh, and keep an eye out for my next video. It might be something fun and silly, or it could be my full EUIC 2024 breakdown of heading into EUIC 2025. Either way, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.